Oh no, we're bouncing. And I can't back up at all. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. I have already done some audio checks. I will do another audio check once the stream catches up. There's a bit of a delay. And I can't back up at all. Hi, everyone. All right, cool. That's working. But anyway, hi, everyone. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits. And today we're going to dye some yarn with some leftover dyes that I've mixed up. I have, as you could gather from the thumbnail, I have some neon fluorescent rainbow colors. We'll dye some yarn, and I think we'll just have fun and talk about some of the other things that I have going on right now. But actually, while I'm thinking about it, where's my chat? I want to start with a poll. What yarn base should I dye first? Sorry, I know this is shaking the camera. Stroll, fingering weight, swish, DK weight. All right, so I'm starting a poll. The two yarn bases that I put in the poll, awesome. The two yarn bases I have pre-soaking are KnitPicks yarns. We have Stroll fingering weight yarn that is 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon, and Swish DK that's 100% superwash merino wool. And yeah, I'm excited to dye either. Hopefully we'll dye both, but I am dealing with, of course, I have a very minor injury. I like sprained my middle finger. So I can do a lot of stuff with it. It's just I can't really like do certain lifts and things. And so just trying to use, thankfully it's my non-dominant hand, so trying to use that less. So it's not going to be a long stream, but we are going to create some fun colors. Okay. But one other exciting thing, well, the 2026 Spring Mini Skein Mini Series yarns, the SMSMS yarn is ready to ship. And so starting on June 15th, there will be a special event where every night there'll be a new yarn dyeing video featuring the dyeing of mini skein sets. And in the past, these have involved tonals, sometimes different variegated progressions, things I dye all in one pan versus designing 5 different colorways, sock blanks, and more. And the whole thing is so much fun. And I cannot wait for you to see what I've created this year. So and I want to see if we can see my cursor. Yes. Okay, so this is the mini skein set, and you can pick, there are a bunch of different yarn bases, fingering weight, DK weight, silk blends, sparkle blends, neon nets. There's a lot of options. And each mini skein set will come wrapped with some fun extras, and it'll be labeled with the night the video will come out. Because unlike Hanukkah, where you get a package to open each night, in SMSMS you get 5 20-gram mini skeins that were all dyed in one video to be used together and theoretically used together in one project. So they're designed and planned to be worked together. There are some add-ons. There's yarn mops. There's one pre-order left. There's the add-on full skein, which is a bonus colorway that'll come out on the 5th night of the series. It's just me dyeing a full skein of yarn. I have 3 of them ready to ship, but you can also, if the base you want, it's on a mermaid sparkle base. If the yarn you want is sold out, I will be doing another batch of dyed to order. So if you order your mini skein set with the pre-order, it will take longer to ship. And then there's some sock blanks that I've dyed along in the series as well. And so, yeah, I am beyond excited for you guys to see what I've created. And yeah, I have the link to the mini skein set in the chat and in the video description, and I'll just pop in the link into the chat for all SMSMS yarns. And I'll add that in right now. And so that's where you can find that. And then the other announcement is that I've also have this in the video description in the chat, but KnitPicks is having their Memorial Day sale is going until the 29th. So until tomorrow Friday, May 29th at midnight Pacific time, basically. And you can use the code 5summer26 to save 20% off site wide. Or if you're spending over $100, you can get 25% off your order. And this does stack with items that are marked down. And so if we peek at my cart, just seeing if that is showing up. Yeah. If we peek at my cart, it's not showing the discounts up in here, but even you can see just from like the Swish DK and the stroll, that would be over $390, and the total is less than that because, yeah, because it's taken the discount, which is great. But anyway, those are the big announcements. And I do earn a commission if you make a purchase through one of my affiliate links. And hilariously, if you go to my shop through the link I shared, like I get Etsy gives me some credit back for referring sales to my own shop. But also there's like a product on YouTube. It feels very weird to like have an affiliate link to my own item. That just seems weird. But that happens. And so YouTube lets me do that as well, which is kind of cool. All right, let's hop up and have some fun. Oh wait. Let me see. The poll is close. Let's see. Yeah, okay, we're gonna go for Swish DK. Hello from Europe, welcome. And feel free, while I'm doing this, feel free to ask questions and things along the way. And we're gonna have some fun. And I'm gonna take off my stretchy bandage so I can put gloves on. Okay. And I have my iPad monitor so I can try to see the chat. And if you're ever curious, this is, oh, I need to be careful. This is the camera that I use to film my videos. I just need to not lift primarily with my left hand. It's way better than it was, but it's like, can I just not injure myself? But I figured I'd film some shorts while we do this. Okay, so the main colors that we have, I said I was going to put on gloves. Let's do that. Let's not dye my skin today. Okay, awesome. All right, the main colors that we have, just checking the dyes, we have some fluorescent lemon, fluorescent safety orange, just a little bit left of fluorescent fuchsia. We have some Caribbean blue. We have some radioactive, which is just the name of the color, and we have some purple pop. Now the other colors I have over here, this is a mixture of random colors I've been collecting. And then I have Paradise Fibers green and blue, just because that's what I have down here. And I have a dried out thing of vinegar. Now I do want to make sure everything is in fact on camera. Okay. It's like a reminder. Let's see. Oh my, we are out of focus. See, this is why I have a monitor so I can check. Properties, figure video, focus. There we go. That was annoying. If there's technical difficulties like that, please let me know. And there's a bit of a delay, so if you're just noticing it now like I did, it'll be fixed soon. Or I guess by the time you're hearing me say that, it's fixed. Hee. Okay, I'm gonna get some vinegar on hand, and let's think. We're gonna start cold with no acid. And these colors should spread out pretty darn well, but hopefully not too much. Okay, I need the swish. the yarn has only pre-soaked for 20 minutes, if that. And once again, this yarn is 100% superwash merino wool, and I'm bringing it into my 4-inch deep full-size catering steam pan. Now, we are not on any heat source. I'm planning on applying everything here cold and then moving it over to the stove off camera to heat, because that gives me a lot of flexibility when we decide, gee, how much color do we have left total, and things like that. Now, I don't know how much dye is in each of my containers. I'm sitting here thinking, where's my diary? This is the problem. Aha. Let me see. How much dye did I put in? Of course. Aha. Okay. So in each of these containers, I started with 1/2 gram of dye in the total volume, which is about 130 milliliters. So, you know, I have almost a whole 1/2 gram of our yellow, and I have, gosh, maybe 1/4 of that of the blue, because of the estimating by the volume that is left. Normally, I'm bad about keeping written records. I write things down as I edit my videos, and I keep track of things there. You love a rainbow? Yay! I'm so glad. Oh, I'm so glad. I just wanted to play with rainbows, but didn't really want to film a whole video today. Okay, and let's see. I think what I'm gonna do, you can see I'm processing right now. I think I'm gonna add, yes, I'm gonna add 8 cups of water onto our yarn. And I'm choosing this volume because it's going to be enough that it's going to mean we'll have enough water in here when I'm ready to go and start heat setting. And we're not going to be adding a ton of volume with our neon colors, I don't think. I'm a little nervous, I will admit. And you might be wondering, what on earth am I nervous about? I am nervous, and I don't have any yarn mops on hand. That is what it is. What I'm nervous about is using way too much dye, I suppose. Wishing I had more pigments. I am rotating the order. Then I'm going to do the colors. I'm nervous about the Caribbean blue, but I think ultimately it should be pretty good, and let's go for it. And you know what? I do not need to film this in 4K. I can film this in HD, which is great because 4K uses so much more. I have words. 4K requires a lot more space on the SD card. Rebecca, this is the live stream. I leave myself a lot of audio notes. Okay, so now here's my dilemma. In a video, actually in the short that I posted today, I started my rainbow at one end and then went to the other. But when I did that, I did not space the colors as well as I might have liked. But you know what? I think I actually have them pretty well spaced right now. So I'm going to try to do this again and not worry about it. All right, we've got our purple pop. I am doing, now some of these colors, because I'm not moving them through yet, some of them are going to strike. And you know what? We're going to say that is what it is, but I have more of each color, so I can add more. And I'm not screwing these lids on super well, which I hope I don't regret. Now you can see it spread back a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. Now the problem with yellow is that whenever I do any kind of rainbow like this, the poor yellow ends up getting overwhelmed by both the orange and the pink. And that is just a sad reality. See, I feel like this is a little bit more balanced, but I still gave myself more space down at this like coolest at the pink end than I think is what I needed. But now we're going to start working things through. And I'm starting with the yellow because that is the color that will show the most if I contaminate it with something else. And then I'm going to move on to these secondary colors, our green and our orange. And you'll see it's a good thing I have a lot more of the green because I'm definitely going to want to bring more of that in. And I know I have blue in my hand when I go into this purple pop, but you can see also that is another color that struck pretty quickly without my help or without the help of acid. Now, this is actually demonstrating something pretty interesting. This is demonstrating, as I bring over more of our green, the fact that there are some pigments in the green and the purple that are not fluorescent to give it that green and purple color. And so that just means that they can sort of disappear a little bit more. Now the green will end up looking more green and a little bit less acid once we go ahead and heat set. I do want to keep working these colors through because I mean, I'm not going to mind if there's some white left, but I don't want a ton. I'm definitely going to need to add some more pink because the colors, like the colors that I have the least of are definitely the pink and the purple a little bit. But what I could probably get away with adding some blue down onto here. Okay, this time I'm trying to work this through a little bit faster. We're at least going to get these pink notes here, and you can see I accidentally touched there. That is fine. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm going to want to potentially try to flip this, which is going to be easier said than done. But I was very light with the Caribbean blue, and I'm going to let it help me bring in some more purple notes over here. At some point, I'm going to need to bring in acid. And I don't mind if we have some pinks down there as well. I think that this is really, really pretty. I like that little like pop of sort of like a pink down there. I'm actually liking that a lot. Don't know if it'll stay. Okay, so here is what we're going to do. We are going to bring in some acid. And you can note that I'm doing a lot of acid. I don't know if that was 6 or 7 tablespoons of white vinegar. Just kind of working it through. There is a lot of dye in here. Yeah, there's a lot of dye in there, and it's so hard to not know what's happening on the other side. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and take this over to the stove, and we're going to start heating it. And that is where I am also going to start debating what we're going to do with the rest of our yarn and our pan. Let's go ahead and heat this for about 10 minutes. At one point, I thought that I would wait and just leave it on the counter. Okay, the three colors we have left, I'm going to come sit down. The three colors that I have a lot of that I want to use while still reserving some are our orange, yellow, and green. And so the question is, what should I do with those three colors? Ooh, here's a question. Am I using Dharma acid dyes? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Are jacquard acid dyes going to behave similarly when it comes to color breaking and such? This is a great question. I will come back to this in 1 minute. The three colors that we have, and you can see that's good, marked by the green. So I do have some videos comparing Dharma's neon colors to jacquard's, and I want to see if I have a good swatch picture right now. So jacquard does not have color swatches. It does not have both. Here we go. Okay, so jacquard does not have a neon purple in their collection. Dharma's Purple Pop, which you can see how pink it is compared to jacquard's Vivid Violet. Purple Pop is fluorescent. The Vivid Violet does have a fluorescent pink in there, but there's too much blue for it to really glow. The fluorescence is not nothing. Oh my. Scale. Fit to screen. The fluorescence on the Vivid Violet is not nothing. You see, there is like a hint down there, so it's not like the crocodile green, which had nothing, or the magenta that had nothing. But it is way lighter than the three colors that have yellow in it. Let's see. So, but you can also see that jacquard chartreuse is a little bit more, it also has a bit more blue to it than Dharma's radioactive. And then the yellows are the same, the pinks are the same. And I think I like Dharma's fluorescent safety orange better than jacquard's fluorescent safety orange, but I think sometimes if I was going to pick colors for a visible light rainbow, I probably use of the ones that are slightly different. I would do Dharma's fluorescent safety orange, and I would do jacquard's chartreuse. So Dharma's chartreuse is not fluorescent. Scribbles could be fun. I don't want to bring over the hot plate though, so I want to set something up cold today. Otherwise, scribbles with those three colors would be really fun. So yeah, and I mean, looking at this, I'm like, oh, are the jacquards less pigmented? I don't know. Gotta reduce the heat. I think the 10 minutes will finish before, I have words, I promise. I think the 10 minutes will probably finish before I think about what to do with those other colors. But yeah, so I am using Dharma's colors today. Oh, Don, thank you for the super chat. Don, thank you so much for the super chat. There is a $sign down by the chat bar. You can think of it like a tip jar. But there are many ways you can support the content, including subscribing and turning on notifications. That's the biggest thing you could do. And yeah, go and check out my shop. Oh, I don't know if this is important. Wait, a pet. Oh, I don't think that that's okay. Nothing urgent. Um, but yeah, it's fun. I think a lot of times I reach for the Dharma dies just because I like the jars bigger, but that's only because for Jacquard I have the small half-ounce sample size jars. Now, obviously, black light blue, a fluorescent blue, love it, love it. And so I think that, yeah, I think if I was going to do a perfect rainbow for visible light, I would pick Vivid Violet over Purple Pop, just because Vivid Violet is more of my jam color-wise. But, you know, it depends on what you really want to see and what you want to create. And so, yeah, it's a lot of fun. But I'm so glad that sometimes I do swatches and then I have pictures like that. I have a whole folder of stuff. A lot of my swatches are, oh yeah, actually I even have here a whole Jacquard fluorescent rainbow, which is totally, yep, gonna be massive. The Jacquard fluorescent rainbow. So I would say that with a lot of Dharma dyes, I still find them to be really vibrant if I use a little bit less of them. So like go for a 0.5% depth of shade, except for blacklight and blacklight blue, you obviously need to pump up. Hot fuchsia and fluorescent yellow, I think are fine, a little bit reduced. For the fluorescent red, I feel like you want to go higher than 1%. Because it feels like a light red. It's gorgeous with the direct powder application, but otherwise then feels like a little bit lighter than what I might want. Trying to see if I have any other interesting swatches in here, which of course there's some that are missing, and then sometimes I don't save, and so then I have to get a screenshot of a video. Oh wait, is this? Okay, so here's another 2 images. Okay, so we've got Dharma's fluorescent safety orange and Jacquard's fluorescent safety orange. And so you get a lot more visible breaking with Dharma's fluorescent safety orange. And I actually have a video that will be coming out in not too long, playing around with Dharma's fluorescent safety orange in many ways. I mean, you can see the breaking just under natural light. The Jacquard's fluorescent safety orange does not break as dramatically. And since the hue is different, I wonder, I don't know what pigment is mixed with it. I mean, you do see some breaking in the like spread around it, but there is definitely like some difference that I cannot entirely articulate just from crude observations. You just tried the bread bag technique earlier this week and you love it. Yay! You feel like so much more of the dye actually bound to the fiber and not to the water. I'm guessing that you did this on cellulose yarn, cellulose fibers. And oh, I'm so happy to have swatch comparisons. So I have a lot of my crude swatches I have on my website. Aha, here we go. Okay, so on my website, ChemKnits.com, which I don't update that often, probably swatches and mixing would be where this is. Okay, so in a lot of videos, I would compare like all purples, or sometimes when I would get new dyes or I'm working on a video, I think, is this my, oh, this is when I looked at Pro-Chem dyes. Okay, so in these posts, which you can find if you go to the website under labels, swatches, and mixing, that's an easy way to find it. But I linked to the video, which was really smart of me, where I played with the colors. So my Paradise Fibers acid dyes, I linked to the video. Oh, the Greener Shades acid dyes, looking at all my reds. And what the thing I did to make it searchable, if there's a color that you really want to see and you're like, oh, did I use crimson in another swatch? So like maybe, I mean, I'm making something up, but like maybe do I have crimson compared with bright aqua and duckling or something all in one photo? I'm going to turn off the heat and we'll move that over to the counter in a sec. But I did this specifically so that way you could search within the page. And because sometimes, like, this was before I dyed some watermelon yarn and I wanted to pick the colors that I wanted and I wasn't sure. And so then this helped me narrow down, ooh, I think that, you know, this color is the perfect red for what I have in my head. And so I think that that works well. And so then there's a second post with more as well. Yeah. And so, because yeah, this started from just like when I would get new to me colors. I would get a stash of new colors and I'd want to see what the colors actually looked like before deciding what I wanted to do with them. And I feel like, I don't remember the first time I did one of these, if it was when I was looking at all 40 of my Jacquard acid dyes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, okay, so the bread bag fiber dyed, it was unnamed mystery fiber left on a free table at the Weavers Guild meeting. Wow. Yeah, that, I mean, fiber reactive dyes are the way to go for sure then. But okay, let's go back over here. Now, this is also one I have to say, be very careful moving things that are warm. I know my stove and what my gloved hands can handle, and so I am very careful. Okay. This is backwards. Like, I want to record. Okay. Because I think I want to try to flip it. But before we do that, we definitely have pinks, and I saw some pinks over here. But check it out. A lot of our other colors seem to be doing okay. So there's always a risk when you go ahead and flip your yarn when it is warm. Oh, that's really not bad. That's really, really not bad. Okay, that is great. And I'm not even using my tongs, and I'm using my bad hand. Rebecca, we need to make better choices. Let's get my tongs. It's like I lift it and I'm like, I have regrets. If I did not have an injury, I would not have set this back down in the way that I did. But you know what? It is what it is. And I'm also trying to keep like colors in approximately the same spot. But you know, again, it is what it is, and dyeing things on both sides, this is part of the fun. Okay. I do think I'm going to give it like a minute. Let's give it 5 minutes. It's not going to cool off a lot, but and I'll shift things again. Okay, I can actually comfortably touch it. Which is a good thing. Because that's what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to massage the colors through with my hands. Just because I can work the colors a little bit better than I can if I'm using like a spoon or something. And so I just want a little bit more control. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you think it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's really, really nice. Oh man. I like my friend just said something funny. Oh, I'm really, really liking this. And I'm glad I didn't go forward and do the other color yet. I don't even know if I'm going to do another color today or if that will become like a Leave No Dye Behind eventually. Yeah, I don't know. I do know this is, oh, I should have popped this up. Let me check. Yeah, I don't even know. Oh, that's not what I want. I don't even know if like, I don't know what my hand can handle. But I wanted to do something. I've been wanting to stream for ages, and there keep being like just things that life that happens, which I find a little bit hilarious that just keeps me from doing it. But yeah, and I don't know if I should aim to use up the rest of these colors or not. I know that the pan is tilted on the stream, but I'm also feel like I see a tilt to the way the colors are. So I may want to adjust that before I come in. But it's just going to give more blending. I mean, it's pretty as is, even with the white and light patches. And so that is not bad. Okay, that is not important either. I'm like feeling super, super paranoid. Okay, all right. I think that this is just another ad thing versus, oh no, it's just saying rain. Fine. I'm like, there's a doctor's appointment later, and they're like, you have to fill out all the forms. And I'm like, I did fill out all the forms. But you know, that is what it is. The only bummer is I cannot see my timer from here. Ooh, you can make Crocs charms. I feel like the blue and purple are more saturated on this side than the others. Probably. The blue, Caribbean blue is definitely like packs a punch. I think that if I'm doing a tonal with neons, if I was going to do like fluorescent fuchsia at a 0.5% depth of shade, I would do Caribbean blue maybe at a 0.25% depth of shade. I forget where, but just so that way it feels neon, but not overly saturated, you know? But it also is a big spreader. But yes. And also I did not add more yellow and other things. Okay, I'm going back up to it. I'm feeling impatient. Yee. Oh, there's only 30 seconds left anyway. We are less steamy. That is a good sign. So if you're curious how, oh, I need to make sure my monitor is visible. If you are curious how I injured my hand, like the very, very intelligent woman that I am, it was building an IKEA shelf. I think I took the shelf I was holding and I must have just like held it in one hand at an awkward angle while I was trying to move the like little pegs for it. And then after that, then my hand hurt. And so I'm like, that was real smart, Rebecca. Okay. Am I recording? Yes. All right. This time I'm going to start in the middle, like I like to do. And since there is currently acid present, things are more likely to strike faster. Now with some of these neon colors, that is a little bit less likely, but you can see we do have some spots where it feels like we're getting a more golden color from that yellow. And oh my gosh, this feels so good. The warmth feels so good on my hand. I'm loving it. Oh man. Okay. Now I believe that fluorescent safety orange, I'm going to leave the lid off for now, is a mixture of a fluorescent pink and a fluorescent yellow. There may be something else in there as well. I don't know for sure though. But yeah, you can see that it is striking a little bit faster than what it had done before. And you know what I'm going to do to help me out a little bit? I'm going to add some water to this pink because I'm about to kill it. Not a lot of water. I really just doubled the volume here. Just so that way I could spread this out a little bit more and get a little bit more coverage. But with enough acid, you can get these fluorescent colors to strike on the faster side too. Okay. And the nice thing here about doing this is I can shift sort of where the colors are to give me a little bit more or less space with our colors. I have found with radioactive is that as I add it onto yarn, and you can see how like more grungy it looked at first. It's definitely striking fast. What was I going to say about it? I have found that if I'm using it in a more pastel way, I'm going to add a little more down here. If it is less saturated, it very quickly looks more yellow and less green. So I guess take that info for what you will. I'm going to add a little more yellow. While we're over here, and I added more yellow into the spot where I was not intending to, but that's okay. I really wanted more like right there, which I could bring in more. You know, that's the thing. It's my yarn. I can do whatever I want. Okay. So now for our purple, we're going for it. Oh my. Knowing that like purple pop is just such a massive breaker and it is spreading down the side a little bit, I'm going to want to, I had the yarn scrunched. I'm going to want to like remove some of that space that I gave myself to work with. So that way things don't spread too far. I don't think I'm going to use up all the blue. You might though. I'm going to go a little bit at a time. You can tell that I'm really focused when I'm not talking that much. I love, love, love the way that I'm actually going to dilute this. I love the way that Caribbean blue and radioactive interact and mix. I think that like green that you get there is so unbelievably beautiful. I'm also wanting some more of this blue to go on to our purple. Kind of keeping some of those pinks towards the end, but making it more distinct from the colors at the other side. I think that this is pretty good. Okay, here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this back to the stove. And I'm going to heat that for 30 minutes. Which means it may not make another appearance again unless I do a check-in. And we are going to bring out this mega mixture and clean out a couple of these containers. Now, I'm going to save the rest of the orange, the yellow, and the green because we have not finished using those. I'm going to pop them back in that secondary container. And they'll probably go back to under the sink where they came from. But now as for these 3 other colors, we're going to rinse them out. That is way too hot. And as needed, onto our rainbow, I will add more water. I just added a little water because I was nervous. Oh, I do not need to be recording this. Who knows how long that camera was going? Let's see. But I can add a little bit of water into here, and I know I'm spilling and making a mess. Today is like an is what it is kind of situation. And because when I'm collecting these last little bits of leftover dye, there's sometimes things that do get left behind. But you can see that little bit of purple and that little bit of pink did not have a huge impact on this blue. But this is just going to go into this mega mystery bottle. I'm going to take a little bit more liquid and rinse out these containers. Ooh, that's a really pretty, like, periwinkle color. Ooh, that was really pretty. But yeah, we now know that we have some, like, real pigment in here. But also, we have no idea. I guess this is like a very blue color right now. And now at this point for these containers, I could try to rinse more pigment out of some of these other things to save. I'm not going to. I will be rinsing out and washing these. And then actually cleaning up. Now, I did have some regrets I didn't bring a yarn mop over today because the colors that we're getting on these paper towels are really pretty, but ultimately that isn't that much color, you know? And I will do, this is just a very crude rinse down. I will do a more thorough wash before I put this drop cloth away. But yeah, I guess that is my quick little rainbow today. Not a long stream for me today. Yeah, I didn't have, oh, I can put my thing back on, which is really just, I put like a little paper towel around my finger to be like a little bit of a spacer, so that way I don't force my fingers together too much, and then a little bandage that just reminds me to not use my hand very much. Typing is annoying, but yeah, anyway, this is what I've created for today. She is so pretty, but you know what I want to do? Is I shaking it? I wish I took a picture on my phone or something so I could pop a picture of that up. But I know that this was just like a fast project, but I guess even though I wasn't filming an episode of Dye Pot Weekly, this is the kind of thing what it can be like when I'm filming an episode. Normally, if I'm trying to do a video, then I have a little bit more of a plan, but there are a lot of times where I'll go into a colorway and want to make it up as I go. And I'll make those decisions based on what's happening in the pan. And I'm very, very excited. Now, I will be having, ooh, your SMS package arrived and is next to you. Yay! So you should be able to open it without getting spoilers from the yarn. Certainly for the main set, I think that it would be really hard to see the colorway based on the packaging. For some of the bonus skeins, like you might be able to see through the packaging a little bit, but yeah. Oh, I'm so glad this is exactly what you needed. I'm really glad that I was like, nope, streaming is going to happen. This is going to happen. I mean, I needed it too. I needed something. But my like stamina as a whole has just been like a lot lower. I mean, remember when I used to stream for 6 hours? Now I'm hoping come June that I will be able to do multiple streams is my hope. Especially because I like to do at least one big Trevor Project fundraiser in June, and I absolutely have plans to do that this year, even though that was the one thing that kept me from doing this rainbow stream, because I'm like, well, I'm going to dye lots of rainbows and fun things. I'm like, you know what? There are so many different ways to dye rainbow yarn. And the other thing I've realized is I don't have as many standalone videos with dyeing rainbow colorways because I've done so much of it in stream. And so I'm like, that is something that I need to rectify because I have dyed so many different types of rainbow yarn. They're just not in standalone episodes. You could see a little bit of hint of color on the extra games, but not enough to spoil it. Yeah, and I think it would be hard to know exactly what I did for the main set of 5 from one of those nights to guess from those bonus games. I am so excited. The yarn is so pretty, and it's really hard for me to decide which colorway is my favorite. But anyway, I am going to sign off. I keep bumping the table with the camera. I am so sorry for that. Yeah, again, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and go and check out the ChemKnits Creations Etsy shop to see more of the Spring Mini Skein Mini Series yarn. I will pop that link in the chat. And then also, once again, the Knit Picks Memorial Day sale is still going on. If you were planning on shopping, using my affiliate link is a great win-win. If you were going to shop anyway, they have their coupon code, but then I get a commission. And it's really fun when I can have an affiliate relationship with a product that I use anyway. And so that works out really nicely. But anyway, thank you for joining me today for this very impromptu stream. I wasn't sure if it would be able to happen. I was supposed to be volunteering at an art show today, and I was all excited. I'm wearing my tie-dye rainbow shirt, but it got postponed because it's supposed to start pouring. But we'll see if the rain actually happens. So we'll do that next week. But anyway, have a wonderful day, everyone.